Hey there, Domainiacs, Josh here, and this is my review of Deadpool and Wolverine, the movie. That's right, they do the thing. So in this movie, this takes place obviously after all the Deadpool movies, and somehow after all the X-Men movies, but time is fluid because Deadpool, all the future stuff happens, I decided because Deadpool has a time-traveling device. So before we get into it, I need to ask you two questions. Have you seen the movie? If yes, you're free to go ahead. If no, how the fuck do you exist? This movie has grossed over $1 million at the time of recording. $1 billion with a B at the time of recording. Which means if you haven't seen it, you either aren't going to or are one of those kids whose parents care about you enough to not let you see R-rated movies too young. Number two, if you're watching this movie and have no interest in Deadpool Wolverine the movie, why are you here? I love you, but why are you here? Anyway, moving forward, the movie is about Deadpool going and trying to find the anchor being to his universe as it is unraveling to save it from destruction so he doesn't have to join the regular MCU. So he goes across, it's like this montage is the best part of the whole movie to me, and I'm not saying the rest of the movie's bad, I'm just saying they gave one of the better parts right up front, where Deadpool takes one of the TVA devices and goes across the multiverse to find the Wolverine that will help him. So during this journey, he finds Patch, he finds comic accurate Wolverine. He's just a little guy, short king. He finds Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, which was really cool for me. You know, when I was a kid and I started actually reading the comic books, that's what they were doing. It was just slightly before that, and then Age of Apocalypse was the first big ground breaking everything changes thing. So, you know, Wolverine with the little arm nub beating the crap out of Deadpool, that fit me right here. Wolverine being crucified on the Big X, that's a big X-Men, iconic moment. It's a cover, Uncanny X-Men. The Cavalry, that was great. Now, I am a little upset that the rumors about Carl Urban and Harry Potter, I'm sorry, Daniel Radcliffe, I couldn't think your name right then and there, cameoing as different versions of Wolverine, that didn't happen, but honestly, with everything else we got in this fucking movie, cool, whatever. But Deadpool finally gets his Wolverine, and he finds out that the thing that he's trying to do isn't really going to work, so he gets shunted off to the Wastelands from the Loki series. And there, he comes across his very first Wasteland person, and we get to see the return to the MCU for several movies of our favorite Chris. But guess what? It's not him. Go back into the toy box Captain America. We're getting Johnny Storm from the Fox Fantastic Four franchise, because this is the death of the Fox movies. So they're going to have Fox characters. You get where we're going here? So Johnny Storm shows up and then gets himself fucking wrecked. We've got this like Mad Max caravan of people. One of them being Sabretooth, whom Wolverine kills immediately. Another one being Toad, played again by Ray Park. So great job, Ray, who captures him, takes him back, along with Chris Evans, Human Torch. As soon as they get there, the leader of the gang is revealed to be Cassandra Nova, and she kills that motherfucker. So get out of here, Chris. Other people in this cabal is like, we got Juggernaut and the Russian from the Punisher movie, not played by the regular actors. You got Azazel, you got Lady Deathstrike, just all these different variants of characters that we know in this variant Wasteland. So as you know, Cassandra Nova's getting ready to like sacrifice them up to the big thing that eats things. They get away, ended up getting rescued by, well, I've already passed the part where I think we've seen Nicepool and Dogpool yet, and he gives them the card. But either way, they meet Nicepool, Dogpool, lets them know there's other Deadpools out there, which comes back later, and they go and meet some other characters, which is great. So first of all, we meet Jennifer Garner, whom I do not have an action figure for. So Jennifer Garner reprises her role of Elektra from the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie and her own Elektra outing. I really wish you would stand right for me, so I guess not. And then we also get a couple other characters, which is great. Blade comes back into the MCU in the form of the original And it's great because the very first words uttered by Wesley Snipes in a DC MCU movie is retarded. And it's exactly everything I needed it to be. We also get Gambit. That's right, Channing Tatum's Gambit. Finally, after just being a cock tease for years, is on the live screen. It was one of those things I almost didn't believe I was seeing it when I saw it. Because it was just wow. And then, of course, we get the return of X-23 from Logan. Yes, it's supposed to be her from that timeline. Doesn't need to make sense. Fuck no. I don't have that action figure either, so that's Mega Man. So anyway, we get this group of people together, and we're going through to fight back against Cassandra Nova. When they're fighting her, because it's definitely something that they all agree on, that it's going to be a death march. Like, they're all going into a suicide mission, if you can say that word. So basically what happens is they give all these tongue-in-cheek nods to, like, oh yeah, no, the Fox movies are over with. We're not making any more of those. That's it. That's the end of it. So they go through and really just kind of grind out that the Fox universe is dead, and they leave behind Blade, Elektra, Gambit, everybody. Gambit even says something to the effect of, like, just tell people I was here. Tell people what I did today, you know? And, man, the dialogue between him and Deadpool about how bad Gambit sounds with that French accent is just, mwah. We're seeing it alone. But they get through, and there's this whole scene where Deadpool and Wolverine are confronted by all of the Deadpools. And it's a crazy scene. You got Lady Deadpool played by Blake Lively, who is, of course, Ryan Reynolds' wife. You've got Kidpool and Babypool played by their children. You've got Zenpool. You've got Deadpool 2099. You've got Cowboy Deadpool played by Matthew McConaughey, and Headpool from the Marvel Zombie series played by Nathan Fillion, which is just great. Great usage of cameos and budgets right there, because I didn't expect that shit at all. But, you know, the thing about Deadpool is he just regenerates back. So as it seems like it's about to be this big thing, Peter shows up and saves the day, because Cassandra Nova is at that moment fucking up the TVA. She is going in and fucking with timelines and ripping shit apart, and she's in one of the consoles, so Deadpool and Wolverine have to stop her. And when they do, and it's funny because the way the movie describes it is literally whatever you guys did. When they do, it strengthens their timeline again and makes it an actual timeline, because if you know, you saw that it's a bunch of branches now. It's not just one big thick timeline, as it was at the start of Loki season 1. So it's just something cool that they really kept with what they already did and moved forward. So the question that I have is, and please pop up in the comments with this too, because this is a legitimate question, is, are they part of the MCU now? Because it ends out with all the group of people that Deadpool was trying to save, and Wolverine and X-23, but not fucking Gambit or Blade or Elektra. And they're sitting down and having dinner together, and they're talking about how it's fine because, you know, the TVA told them that the timeline is strengthened and it's an actual timeline again, you know. But where does this actually go forward from here? You know, yeah, exactly. The figure falling down says it all. So my question is are Deadpool and Wolverine in the actual MCU now, or are they still on the side in the Fox universe, even though the Fox universe doesn't exist? Are we just supposed to feel good knowing that they live there, even though we're never going to see them again? Because if they did that without telling us, that would be kind of sad. Because this movie was meant to be the death of the Fox Marvel movies, and I feel like it did a perfect job with that. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. I'm even calling it the movie of the summer, because I saw it twice, dude. I literally saw it the Thursday night that it opened, as soon as I could. And then I turned around and saw it again Sunday to take notes for this video, which I did not take. This is all coming off the cusp, if you couldn't tell. This isn't a very well put together video, but I put a lot of pride behind my work. Because I was just so enthralled with how good of a fucking movie it is. It's fun. You know, it starts off with Bye 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 by NSYNC, and that song has become so popular again that it shot up in fame again to all these people that, you know, the new generation, they hadn't heard it before, everybody listening to it again. They have changed the official title of the song to Bye 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 from the Deadpool and Wolverine soundtrack. Go Google it right now. Oh, wait. It's there, isn't it, right? So, you know, it's just a thing that it's crazy how much of an impact this movie had when people were saying that superhero movies are over and superhero fatigue has completely hit us. I don't feel like this cured the superhero fatigue. I just felt like this was a nice refresher. It's been quite a while since we've had a superhero movie or show, and it's going to be another while before we have another MCU superhero movie or show. I believe the next one is Captain America, which people are actually going to be excited now for because it's the time off that makes it seem more of a fun thing. So, in you know, looking back, this was a great buddy movie. This is a great MCU movie. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that it is the movie it is. There were a couple of spoilers out there that didn't come to fruition. There are a lot of things that I found out afterwards that couldn't be done with a budget, like Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider, and they were going to have the whole fan four stick show up from the really bad one that I try not to ever talk about or think about. And they were going to be in the Wasteland too and die, and it was probably going to be awesome. So, that being said, Deadpool and Wolverine is a great fucking movie. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You're allowed to have your opinions. But I want to hear why. I want people, all of these people that are so sour and poo-pooing on this movie, seriously, because I do read the comments. Even if you say something negative, I respect the fact that you took the time to say something on this video. So if you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Otherwise, you agree with me, and we're awesome people. This movie was awesome. I'll see you next time. I mean, the next MCU movie's quite a bit away, so I'll see you between them for something else. Stay tuned to the Domain GPCE. We got so much coming up ahead. I'll see you then. My name is Josh. Peace.